Good morning everyone, myself Expt.No.04, working as a lecturer in SIT Polytechnic at Mechanical Engineering Department. Today in this session we cover the next practical of computer integrated manufacturing. There is already 3 practicals which are covered in a previous session. So let us start the next practical regarding the computer integrated manufacturing process. So let us start with what are the syllabus contents. Take an overview regarding the syllabus of the practical which are given under the computer integrated manufacturing. Here all of you observe there is the first practical which is a compulsory, which is mentioned in the mentioned with the symbol star. That already we cover the practical number 1. Next practical number 2, there are these 2 practicals, and there is the number 4. These 3 practicals which are already covered. These are the all 3 practicals which are theoretical practicals, but there is the 5th and 6th practicals which are interrelated with each other, or whatever the contents which are given under the experiment number 5 and 6. Both are the compulsory practicals which are mentioning with a star symbol in this syllabus. Also, all of you observe that particular symbol in the particular bracket also. So before optimizing any component, we first of all know how to draw that particular component, and by using the CAD software. Basically, in for a preparation of the CAD drawing, and for optimization evaluation, we are generally using the Fusion 360 software, which is a very user-friendly software and which is a freely available, so you can easily prefer that particular software. You can download the software and you can install in your system itself, and you can easily use that particular software. So that's why we basically use the Fusion 360 software for our experimentation purpose itself. So let us start with experiment number 6. Then afterwards there is the experiment number 5 will be conducted, because there is the how to draw the components. First of all, we must know. Then afterwards we can easily optimize the component. So that's why we can change the sequence of experimentation of this particular practicals, because there is the interconnected or interrelated with each other. These 2 experiments are there. So that's why make a changes in this sequence of experimentation. Then afterwards we can move in a forward direction to complete the experiment number 5 and 6 sequentially. So let us start the practicals, how they are actually performed. All of you observe the syllabus contents. Next, what are the practical handouts are actually given or required to complete the practicals. Then afterwards, what are the handouts which are provided to you? That handouts are showing in this particular screen. All of you observe there are the stepwise procedure of drawing a bracket by using a Fusion 360 software. Here the step number 1 is what? There is the start the Fusion 360 software and go on the design tab. Here all of you observe one design tab is there, manufacturing tab is there, assembly tab is there. From that tab you want to choose the design tab. Then all of you observe the this particular screen. Next, there is the second step, construct outline of the component. Then according to the dimension of the component, you want to construct the outline, means whatever the length is there, whatever the diameter is there, whatever the fillet radius is there, according to that geometrical dimensions of the component, you first of all construct the outline of the component. That is a step number 2 by using the various tools. There are the like a snap tool is there, circle tool is there, means some drawing tools are available on the tab. You can easily prepare that particular tools and easily draw that component as per the dimensions of the component. Next, third step, by using fillet function, you can easily give the radius of the fillet, where actually in a drawing you can observe that fillet radius. According to that radius, you easily give the fillet radius to that component itself. That is step number 3. Step number 4, by using extrude function, we can easily extrude the component with a defined thickness, or whatever the thickness you want to maintain that component. According to that, extruded the component, and easily there is some certain symbols or certain tabs all of you observe on the tab itself, and you can easily extrude the component. Next, there is the by using extrude cut, there are the defined holes over the surfaces in the component itself. Our component drawing having a different holes are given. According to that holes where actually located, according to that we are easily create the holes over the surface itself by using the extrude cut command itself. Next, step number 6, there is the various options. By using a 3D model of a component, you readily getting this particular component, all of you observe in the screen itself. Then there is the drawing process is already complete through this basic 6 steps for a simple component of a bracket. So through these 6 steps you can easily draw the component by using a Fusion 360 software itself. So these are the practical handouts I am given for you by I am sharing with you. You can directly attach that handouts in your submission also. So this is all about the what are the different steps you want to follow to complete the 3D drawing of any component. So this is the I am choosing the simple component for a preparation of a 3D drawing. So you can easily whatever the your component is there, according to that you must follow these particular basic steps, and you can easily complete the component shape according to the dimensions of that component. So this is all about the stepwise procedure of drawing a bracket. Next, I am sharing one link which is provided by the Fusion 360 software itself. There are the simple tutorials which are given by that software itself, and that are the readily available on the YouTube. So these videos which are helpful to give the how to prepare the 3D drawings by using the Fusion 360, they are detailing given in the this particular tutorial. So all of you observe this video and follow these particular steps how to prepare the 3D drawings. You are getting the clear idea regarding the different steps of a 3D drawing preparation in a Fusion 360. So this is the YouTube link. So I am start this YouTube video. You can all of you observe this video, and whatever the steps which are given, you all of you note down that steps, and then afterwards you try to do that particular steps and complete the 3D drawing by using the Fusion 360. So let us start that particular video. You all of you carefully observe that video and note all the points or all the steps whatever they are given in this particular video. So let us start that video. You all of you carefully observe that video.
Okay, so next part of our Fusion 360 tutorial is I'm going to show you how to create a part like this. Okay, and I want you guys to walk through step by step and create an identical part. So this is just a little bracket here that's in this L shape. It's got these 2 holes here, a pretty big fillet, so a rounded corner here, and then these 2 holes, and we're rounded into kind of a half circle there at the top. Okay, so I'm going to open up a new design. Okay, so I want you guys to follow along and create an identical part. Okay, so first things first, we're going to open up a sketch. Okay, and I'm going to draw on this plane here because I am going to draw this side of my profile, of my part. So I'm going to draw this profile here, this L shape. So I'm going to draw it on this plane here. Okay. So the way you go about to draw this L shape is just draw a bunch of random lines in an L shape. So I'll select L on my keyboard for line, or I can click on this button here, or I can click on sketch and choose line there. Okay, and I'm going to start at my center point just because, and I'm going to draw a line going outwards, click, a line going up, click, a line going back left, click, up, back to the left, and I'm going to line up. So what I'm going to do is before I click, I'm going to hover my mouse over that original point so that this point ends up right above it and it snaps right to it, and then close off my shape. Notice now my shape is blue, it is not black, because I haven't dimensioned any of it. So I'm going to hit D on my keyboard to dimension. I am going to make this side here, I'm actually going to do that, drew pretty small, I'm going to actually do it at, say, 30 millimeters. Okay, and I'll just zoom out, pan over. Okay, hit escape to go back to the dimension tool, and dimension this also to be 30. So I'm creating my L shape, zoom out again, and pan down. And I'm going to create this little top here to be 3 millimeters, and this also to be 3 millimeters. Okay, notice how my part turned black. I have fully constrained this part. Notice how these constraints automatically come in. Remember I showed you these constraints in the last video here. Okay, so notice that when I drew this, it automatically did these perpendicular constraints. Okay, that was this constraint right here. That means that these corners are always going to stay at 90 degrees no matter what I do to move my part or change the dimensions or shape of my part. These two lines, as long as that constraint is there, will stay at 90 degrees. Okay, if I wanted to delete that constraint, I can right click it and hit delete, but in this case I want to keep it. So my side profile is done. I'm going to hit E for extrude, or I can use in the create menu and choose the extrude tool, but I'm going to hit E, and I'll just take a look at a 3D view. So I click on my home button here, and I'm going to extrude this out 30 millimeters as well. Okay, and hit OK or press enter. Okay, alright, so I've got kind of the base shape down now. Now all I need to do is create my holes here, my rounded edges here, and then my big fillet right in the middle there. Okay, but let's start with the holes here and here. Okay, so I'm going to create a new sketch and create holes here. So I'm going to go to new sketch, and instead of choosing one of these planes, I'm going to choose this face so that I create a sketch on that face. Now, if I go back to here, you can see that these two holes are symmetrical from either edge. Okay, so I'm going to come back here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this construction tool icon and create construction lines so I can kind of find my middle. So I click on that, and now I press L on my keyboard for line, and I find my midpoint here, click, down to here, straight down, click, and then I'll find my midpoint here. There it is, it snaps with that triangle indicating that's the midpoint, and there. Okay, now I'm going to unclick construction tool, because if I stay clicked in it, All right, if that stays chosen, when I create my circle, it's just going to create a construction temporary circle, not something that is part of the actual part. So I've got to uncheck it. Okay, it goes away. Now I can press C for circle, or choose circle from my sketch menu here. And I'm going to draw a circle somewhere along this line. Okay. And let's do it 5 millimeters. Okay. Now, the reason why it's blue, it knows to be on this line, but it doesn't know how far to be off of this edge. So it knows how far to be off of this edge here, okay, because it's right in the middle. I placed it on this line. But how far is it from this edge? So let's give it that dimension. So press D on your keyboard. Okay, and let's make it, let's see here, let's go with 7 millimeters, sure. Okay, now, I no longer need, I pressed escape there to get out of my dimension tool. I no longer need this line here, but I'll delete it in a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror this on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to choose under my sketch menu, the mirror tool. Actually, let's do something a little different this time. Okay, here's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to create what's called a counter bore hole. So I'm going to create a bigger circle outside of this smaller circle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually choose my offset tool. Okay, just like in SketchUp, I can now select what I want to offset. So I want to offset my circle, and now choose how much I want to offset it. Let's go with 1 millimeter. I'm good with that. So just press enter on your keyboard. Okay, now I'm going to mirror both of these circles. Okay, so I kind of changed it up from this drawing a little bit. Why not? So let's go to sketch. Let's mirror it on the other side. So select the object or objects. I'm going to select both circles. Okay, now I'm going to switch and click on select mirror line. This middle line here, this construction line, will be my mirror line. And there it is. It will pop up. Press OK. And notice everything is in black, ready to go. I don't need to give any additional dimensions here because everything is already fully constrained. Okay. Alright, so let's extrude this. So now I can either extrude from the Create menu or press E on my keyboard. Okay, now I am going to go just a little bit down from this. See this bigger feature right here in between the circles? Okay, I'm going to go, so I'm going to select those first. And instead of going outwards, I'm going to cut into my shape, and I'm going to cut into my shape. Now I know I'm 3 millimeters thick here, so I'm just going to go half of that. I'll go maybe I'll just go 1 millimeter in. Okay, so it's going to cut sorry, I put 1, it should be -1. Okay, so -1 millimeter in. Because I'm going into my part, it should be negative. Okay, so be careful there. Press OK. Alright, so it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Now, let's press E again. Okay, and this time let's create the holes. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to choose that as well. Change the direction. I'm going to say cut through all. Okay, the whole 3 millimeters. And press OK. And so this here, guys, last video I showed you guys a counter sinkhole. This is a counter bore. Okay, so the other one kind of sunk on an angle, and this one you can see is just straight down, and then there's this step here, and then the actual hole itself. Okay, so good. Let's now take these two features, okay, both of these, and let's mirror it on the other side here. Okay, so I first need to establish my mirror plane or my mirror line, and because it's already in 3D here, it's more than just a line. I need to actually establish a whole mirror plane. So I'm going to create a plane. I'm going to create it at a 45-degree angle from this line. Okay, so I'm going to go to construct like I showed you in the last video. I'm going to create a plane at an angle. It's asking me which line. Here it is right there. I'm going to click on that, and now turn this until I'm at -45. Okay, and press OK. Now I'm going to mirror these across this plane, and they're going to show up in the exact same position on this face. Okay, the exact same position as here. So let's go, instead of mirror in the sketch menu, notice how it is grayed out. It's because I'm already in 3D, okay? I'm not in a 2D sketch. So I'm in 3D, so I need to go to the Create menu and choose Mirror in the Create menu. Okay, so it's asking me now, what do I want to mirror? Okay, so I want to mirror this feature and that feature, this and that. And where do I want to mirror it across? Which plane? Select this plane. Press OK. One sec, let's see if we can fix that here. So let's go here, 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 here. Let's try that again. It's not choosing my hole there. There you go. My bad. Okay, I wasn't choosing that hole as well. So now I have 6 features selected, and now choose my mirror plane. And that should work. There you go. Okay. Good. Now, notice how this plane now is kind of in our way, right? It's kind of just showing there. We can turn that off. So I created a construction. In construct, I chose plane at an angle. Well, in my construction folder here, let's choose the drop-down menu. And I can just uncheck this little light bulb or turn off the light bulb, and it will be gone. It's still there, but I can toggle it on and off. Okay. All right, so almost done. All we need to do now is round my edges here, here, and here, so those 4 there, and then put my fillet in. Let's start with these edges. Watch how easy it is. Let's just go, we want to create fillets here, so rounded edges or fillets, and that is in the Modify menu under Fillet. Okay. So we can play around with different values for the fillet, but first let's select this corner, that, and that. Okay. Now, if I choose, now I know that I'm 30 millimeters across. If I choose this radius or this fillet, this radius to be 15 millimeters, guess what? 15 and then another 15 there creates 30. Oops, accidentally. Sorry guys, I accidentally pressed my mouse button there, so let's go back to Modify, Fillet, and choose those 4 edges. if I choose 15 millimeters, it's actually going to create a perfect circle. Okay, perfect half circle anyways. I can play around with that value. Maybe I don't want to do it that big. Maybe I just want to do it at 10. Okay, 10 would look something like that. I mean, you can play with whatever values that you want. Okay, I'll keep it at 10 this time and press OK. One last fillet that I need to do, and it's for this line right there. The reason why you would put a fillet here, guys, I mean, if this is a bracket that's hanging on a wall of some sort, where this part will likely fail if something's hanging from this portion here will be from this right here. Okay, that's where it would crack or fail. So we need to strengthen this part. And the way we're going to strengthen it is we are going to place a fillet. Okay, choose what we want to put the fillet on, and let's play around with some values here. Let's go with 5 millimeters. Okay, we can probably go even more than that to strengthen it even more. How about 7 millimeters? Okay, I like the 7. Click OK. And there you have it. We made it a little bit different than what I showed you at the beginning here, but that's okay. Alright, I want you guys to create this part identically. Okay, so go ahead and you have some time now to complete that.
So this is all about the different steps which are given in the Fusion 360 tutorial of a bracket. How they are preparing the bracket by using the Fusion 360 software. There is the 3D model which is easily prepared by using Fusion 360. These are the various steps you want to follow to prepare the any component which is available with you. You can easily follow these steps and prepare the 3D model of any component. So this is all about the experiment number 4 of our computer integrated manufacturing. And once we easily draw the component by using a Fusion 360, then there are the next practicals which are related to this CIM subject. You can handle that particular, or you can complete that practicals very easily. So this is all about the experiment number 4, that is a 3D model preparation by using any CAD software, but in our practical we are generally use the Fusion 360 software here. You can use the any other CAD software also, either it may be a SolidWorks, CATIA, or maybe the AutoCAD. Any CAD software you can easily use and prepare the 3D model of any component. So this is all about the experiment number 4. Let us today we stop over here. Thank you very much.